Much more comfortable evening in the backyard, and that's where we find meteorologist Jeremy Lawan.
Yes, Scott, and as we head into next week, we're going to have nice and comfortable evenings pretty consistently. Of course, looking ahead to the last few weeks of March, different story. We could have more cold signals show up, but we're focused on the current, and right now we have really nice conditions. And if you lived further north than 80, you saw sunshine today. South of 80, you didn't see much of the glowing orb in the sky at all, and temperatures stayed in the 30s and 40s across the southern tier and into central Pennsylvania. Whereas here, as soon as those clouds left our skies around 12 o'clock, we bumped up into the 40s and then low 50s. Here in our backyard, we touched 56 degrees. At the airport in Avoca, we touched 52 as a high temperature. Right now it says 51, but it'll update very soon to 52 degrees. 43 was the high in Williamsport and Selinsgrove, where those clouds stuck around, and parts of Schuylkill County didn't even get out of the upper 30s as a result of the cloud cover and a few sprinkles that you have. Here's a live view right now of Pottsville. We have that cloud cover persisting low to the ground, some fog, and even some light rain showers. So a completely different experience today for those of you who lived down south versus those of us who lived here in the valleys and up into northern Pennsylvania. Temperatures were warmer in Storuca today than they were down in Schuylkill County. Normally it's the other way around, and that's because the cloud cover persisted. 43 is where we're at right now, with reduced visibility the further south and west you live. Selinsgrove only has 3-mile visibility. The visibility down in Pottsville is probably less than a mile at this point. Temperatures now falling with those clear skies. It's kind of the opposite situation. Without clouds in the sky, you end up getting a lot of heat escaping out to space. So temperatures falling quickly there in New Milford, whereas they're still holding on to the 40s where there is cloud cover. So in the daytime, cloud cover stunts the warming, but in the nighttime, cloud cover stunts the cooling. So that's what we're experiencing right now across the region. We're at 41 in Lock Haven. You can see that clouds once again filling in across the valley cities and up into northern Pennsylvania as our next bout of rain rolls its way in. A few lingering sprinkles there for Schuylkill County. That's going to wrap up in the next hour or so. Here's the batch of rain that'll pull in by the time we get to tomorrow morning. Then we get a break. You can see it there between Illinois and Indiana. And then we get our next round of rain that comes in on Thursday afternoon and evening. But I want you to pay close attention to this high pressure system. It's rolling down towards the south and east. And as it does so, it'll bring in this northerly flow. All high pressure systems spin clockwise. So it'll start to bring in this flow out of Canada and cause something called a backdoor cold front. So cold air is going to pool in from the Canadian Maritimes, and that could cause some temperatures late Thursday night into Friday morning to be below 32 degrees where that backdoor cold front sets up. And we have moisture rolling in at that time, so there could be some freezing drizzle. Here's how I see things for Friday morning. Notice how the cold air seeps in from the north and east and brings temperatures down for those of you in northeastern Pennsylvania. It doesn't get quite as cold there out in central Pennsylvania, and the cold air could linger throughout your Friday morning. And depending on the severity of the backdoor cold front, it's called the backdoor cold front because normally cold fronts move in from the west. This one's moving in from the northeast, so it kind of moves in from the back door. And that could end up causing temperatures to remain pretty chilly throughout your Friday further east, whereas we could warm up into the 40s further west on your Friday. So let me time the rain showers out for you. We get increasing cloud cover tonight. Rain showers start around 4:30, could be heavy at times, certainly impacting your morning commute. Have those windshield wipers on, expect delays, and have the umbrella ready for you. And then headed into the daytime, we get a bit of a break. That's the same break I showed you on one of the previous maps between noon and 2 p.m. Then we get our second round of rain showers throughout the evening hours. That backdoor cold front rolls in from the northeast. We get colder temperatures further north and east, and that causes some freezing rain to break out across Wayne, Pike, Monroe, and Carbon counties, and that would be an issue for you by Friday morning. There could be that light glaze on the roads, might be some school delays as a result, and then the rest of your Friday will be cloudy. So icing could be anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to maybe, at most, 2/10 of an inch. I think it's going to be in the hundredths of an inch to 1/10 of an inch range. Rainfall on Thursday morning, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. On Thursday evening and a Friday morning, an additional 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, amounting to about 1 inch in total. Here is your dog walking forecast. We're just 13 days away from St. Patrick's Day. Look at this, Irishman. Thank you very much for sending in your pup, June. I love him. he is certainly ready to celebrate, it seems. There's your 7-day forecast. Temperatures are going to warm up into next week. Remember, Friday, right now we're forecasting 50, but if that backdoor cold front rolls in further south and persists longer, that 50 is unattainable and will probably be closer to the 40-degree mark. Really depends on the severity of that backdoor cold front. We turn the clocks ahead, Scott, 1 hour. Sunday morning, we'll have sunsets by 7 p.m.
Man, that's going to be feeling springy.
Yes, it will.
Thank you, Jeremy.
You got it.